Alright, let's talk about this. Western Europe just shattered its June-July temperature record. Not just broke it, obliterated it. And if you think this is some random weather quirk, you're missing the bigger, scarier picture. Because what's happening here isn't just about sunburns or cranked-up air conditioners. This is climate change flexing its muscles, and honestly, it's getting downright terrifying. Let me break this down. The Copernicus Agency, the climate data nerds we rely on, says the June-July period in Western Europe averaged 21.62 degrees Celsius. That sounds technical until you realize it's a 0.7 degrees Celsius jump from the previous record. In climate terms, that's like Usain Bolt suddenly sprinting the 100m in 5 seconds. It doesn't just break norms, it vaporizes them. And this isn't happening in isolation. The same heat dome that's baking Europe is fueling wildfires in Greece, drying up rivers in France, and turning Italy into a literal tinderbox. But here's where it gets even more messed up. This isn't just global warming, it's regional turbocharging. See, the same high-pressure systems causing these heat waves are also creating feedback loops. Soils dry out, which means less evaporative cooling, which means more heat builds up. It's like leaving a pot on the stove with the lid on. Pressure builds until something explodes. And guess what? Scientists are calling this a clear example of climate change making extremes worse. Which is a polite way of saying we've lit the fuse, and the dynamite is about to blow. Now, let's zoom out. This isn't just Europe's problem. The article mentions 2026 could be the hottest year on record thanks to El Niño teaming up with human-driven warming. But here's the part that keeps me up at night. We are treating El Niño like a surprise guest at a party we are not ready for. The truth? El Niño isn't the problem. It's the amplifier. We've spent decades dumping CO2 into the atmosphere, and now natural climate cycles are colliding with our pollution to create chaos. The oceans hit record temperatures last month, 20.96 degrees Celsius for the non-polar regions. That's not just bad for coral reefs, it's bad for every weather pattern on Earth. Warmer oceans mean more intense storms, worse droughts, and yes, more heat waves that stick around like unwanted houseguests. And yet, the human cost? Let's talk about that. The article casually mentions thousands of projected heat-related deaths. Thousands. That's not a statistic, it's a tragedy we are normalizing. Heat doesn't kill dramatically like a hurricane or earthquake. It creeps in, crushing the elderly, the poor, the vulnerable. It's the silent killer we've decided to shrug at. Meanwhile, politicians hold press conferences about climate resilience while approving new oil drilling projects. The cognitive dissonance is staggering. So what's the takeaway here? Simple. This isn't the future. This is the present. The record-breaking heat, the wildfires, the droughts. We are not living in a dystopian movie. We are living in a warning. And if we think 2026 being the hottest year is some kind of pinnacle, we are kidding ourselves. The real question isn't whether we'll break records. It's whether we'll break the habit of treating climate change like a maybe instead of the emergency it's already become. What do you think? Is the world finally paying attention? Or are we just going to keep rewriting the same disaster story with hotter temperatures and scarier headlines? Let me know in the comments.